People living in a Central Phoenix neighborhood say the opioid crisis is on their doorstep.
Yeah, residents in the area say drug use and suspicious activity are linked to a nearby rehab facility. Fox 10 investigator Justin Lum joins us live with what we know. Justin.
Mark, Christina, the controversy is connected to Crossroads Detox Center. Neighbors tell Fox 10 they are fed up about the drug use happening right outside their homes. They reported the incidents not only to police, but the facility itself, and now the Department of Health is investigating. Security at the Crossroads Detox Center tell us to move as first responders are on scene. If you ask residents in this Loma Linda neighborhood, the emergency response is the new normal.
I've been seeing a drastic change, I would say, in the last year.
Neighbors point to a specific activity they say needs to stop.
The drug activity and the people in the neighborhood has increased exponentially.
Calling on law enforcement, city and state officials to do something.
It's a ticking time bomb.
Security cameras capture plenty of activity day and night. Monty and Dorri Thyden live right across the street from Crossroads Detox Center. The facility is located on Osborne Road near State Route 51, licensed as a behavioral health inpatient facility. The Thyden security camera points at the back of Crossroads, constantly monitoring activity. They even started a website dedicated to documenting the alleged issues.
It's affected my work, it's affected my ability to do my job, but I literally have an iPad with this camera system up right underneath my screen pretty much all day. These little gems were sitting there right on the sidewalk.
Describing the aftermath of the alleged drug use outside.
We found pills on the sidewalk. We've obviously found drug paraphernalia. We find burnt tinfoils.
Here's what their cameras have captured. We've concealed the faces of people who stop at this wall behind Crossroads. One group out in the open using a mini bong. Here, one woman covers her head with a shirt after lighting something. A man and woman use a straw to smoke some sort of substance. One video shows an employee walking a woman back to the detox center after she's done smoking. Residents believe the activity is linked to the Crossroads facility.
We had somebody at 3 a.m. come and use our hose on the front yard. We've had people knock on our door at 2, 3 in the morning asking for a blanket or asking to check into Crossroads.
What's being done about the complaints?
In the past, neighbors were told to reach out to Crossroads when they saw something, they had an issue. And so that's what they were doing. They weren't calling the police.
So far in 2023, Phoenix police received more than 30 calls for service to the 2000 block of East Osborne Road, where Crossroads Detox Center is located. This year's calls have already surpassed last year's 21 calls for service, consisting of assaults, trespassing, and suspicious persons. As for calls to Phoenix Fire this year, there have been nearly 70 calls, more than last year's count of 53. Data does show calls for overdoses, seizures, and other illnesses. But the Thydens believe the stats are vastly underreported.
We don't know what to do when somebody's threatening to jump our fence because we ask them if they need help or if they can move and go to Crossroads.
Timothy Lasota represents the Thydens as they try to work with the city and the Department of Health.
The Thydens and everyone else in the neighborhood has been made to bear the burden of this facility that frankly has done a very poor job policing its own activities and its own customers.
DHS says an on-site licensing survey was done last April, finding no deficiencies, but now an investigation is underway. The department says, quote, "The department has opened an investigation into the complaints we received for Crossroads Detox. Due to the open investigation, we are not able to comment on the nature of the complaints or any potential rule violations." DHS also says if non-compliance is identified, potential violations will be referred to the enforcement team for review. Lasota says the current situation is a nuisance to the neighborhood and residents could file suit.
We're prepared to do what's necessary to end this problem.
A statement from the city says it's actively engaging with community members to identify issues and develop solutions to address the activity in the vicinity of Crossroads Detox Facility. Laura Pastor, councilwoman for District 4, says, quote, "I continue to work with city staff and the community to discuss potential solutions for the Loma Linda neighborhood."
I want to ask one question. The owner of the company, if they had children, what would they say, and would they live across the street? What would they say? If their daughter saw that, how do you explain that?
Crossroads leadership declined an interview with Fox 10 but released this statement, quote, In response to recent concerns regarding our detox facility in Central Phoenix, we have increased security to 24 hours, 7 days a week on site, and added motion-activated video surveillance at the rear of the Crossroads facility facing the neighborhood. We continue to work closely with law enforcement.
We appreciate what that organization's trying to do. I question how they're doing it
And where they're doing it.
and where they're doing it.
The Thydens have been in constant contact with both the city as well as the Department of Health with the state. And finally, after months of complaints, they finally feel like they're getting more of a response.
Okay, so what's being done from this point, and what can neighbors in this area, people living there, do?
Outside of the state investigation, the city is in the process of getting in touch with Crossroads facility and getting them in compliance with their permit. But really, a lot of these calls for service very much are underreported because these people have tried to talk to the facility. They're not going to call police every time that they see something wrong, but you can call Crossroads yourself if you are a resident in the area. And we have that phone number on our website, fox10phoenix.com. We're going to stay on top of this.
All right, Justin Lum, thanks for that investigation tonight.
Yeah, thank you.